Hey guys, welcome to Motivation Station with Rose and Sanjay. Rose, good morning. Good morning. Look at us, all green,
Morning.
all ready for St. Patty's Day.
Yes, we ready, but I'm all ready.
You're
Look,
you're, you're
do you
already
see
styling.
this
Look at
guy
that. Look
right
at
here?
that. Yeah. You're all decked out in green already. You're all ready. How's it going? How
Yeah.
are you doing?
Thank you, Sanjay. I actually made this shirt. I was given this a Jameson shirt, and I said, let me do something with it. So I cut it up and made some beautiful pieces, and then I took 3XL St. Patty's t-shirt, just a regular t-shirt from regular store and just the big one. I cut it and I made a short, sew it together. So it's kind of like it's
Eh,
called a designer's piece.
There you go. It's gonna come out for the Motivation Station clothing line. When we're ready for that.
Ah, I cannot wait.
uh, but hey, listen, how's your mom doing? I wanted to check in for the update for that.
Yeah, update on my mom. This week it's like, it's like the other week it was a roller coaster. So, and most I want to say thank you for everyone who's still praying. She's definitely doing much better. She's walking, she's talking, she went outside, she had a haircut, and it's kind of like a wow moment, right? And now I am finding her right doctors,
Mm-hmm.
putting the right in the right space. We had my mentor coming having a motivation speech. I found a doctor in another country that checked all of her medications and told her what exactly she has and what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Now I found the expert. She's the lady that does breath work. Okay, she lives in Florida. If anybody needs, might call her on that podcast as well. So she does breath work. My mom needs breath work so the anxiety stress level goes down. She can sleep better. She's not sleeping right now. Every
Mm-hmm.
2 3 hours she wakes up. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have this issue. You can take a magnesium for that. Also, right now I'm working with scheduling dietitian. She's a registered fireworks,
Not
a
that.
registered dietitian. She graduated in Colorado,
mm,
and but she lives in Russia. She opened her own academy. She's a number one expert in Nutrilite, the vitamins that we take, and she also is gonna, according to her blood work and according to her everything. She's gonna give a proper diet, proper vitamin diet. She's gonna like work exactly what she needs. And
nice.
also, also integrating trainer
Mm-hmm.
coach. Is a great master sports in hockey. Has so many certifications. A brilliant guy. I just really, really, truly love this guy. I worked with him before. He's a great on sports. He knows every single muscle, every joint. So he's gonna be brilliant on putting more strength to my mom's because she needs to get tired. If we're not getting tired, we're not sleeping well,
Yeah.
So for her to be able to, just like, okay, proper diet, sports, good techniques. And also, right now, today, I already scheduled her consultation with psychologist that does onco patients. And that psychologist also, she was onco patient and she in remission. She doesn't have the cancer anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote a book and she became a psychologist for people that have cancer. I feel like putting that all together will definitely do a good magic. It's a complex of work, plus my motivation.
Yeah.
On top of it, some electrician guy decided to come and do her electrician work, right? I was like, Mom, what is it? She's like, oh, it's been some issues. They're gonna fix it, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay. So she was stressing out because they give her some catastrophic, a huge number. It's
Right.
like $500 or something. I'm like, Mom, what are they changing? Oh, they're changing this. And I was like, maybe that's how much it costs.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to worry about it, so I sent her the money. So now, when the electric left, which was I think yesterday or something or today, she's like, I'm upset. I'm like, what happened? She's like, they ripped me off. I'm like, why? They only changed like a panel. You know, when you plug in and there's a panels, right? So they changed three panels, put some light fixture in one room, and that was it.
Mhm.
For that $500? So my sister's screaming, my brother's screaming, like, oh my God, why would you do that? Why'd you let somebody in? Why'd you spend so much money? What, do you got too much money? I said, Mom, you did it, you learned the lesson, and move on. Don't worry about it. Tell this, whatever money they rip you off, if they are scammers, let all of your pain and all of your sorrow, whatever you have, leave with that money. Just throw them out.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's it, you know. And that's a great update on my mom. She's continuing, doing a little better, a little better.
Each
And I
day. Yeah.
think that positivity of complex work with everything together will do
Yeah.
so much work. She obviously think, oh, it's so much money. I don't want you to spend so much. I said, Mom, believe me,
Yeah.
it needs to be done. This is exactly what you need.
Hmm.
I said, I'm a professional, but I cannot give you all these steps because every step that I want to give you, they're professionals. If it's
Right.
breath work, she only does breath work. She
Right.
knows more about it than I do. If it's
Yeah.
a dietitian, she's a registered dietitian. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, if you really want to work with people that actually know what they do and know their expertise.
Right.
But don't go follow this. Don't open your door for scammers
Yeah.
like they do for elders. They just taking away the money and try. Oh, you need that.
Yeah. No, that's I mean I love hearing about your mom, and I love that it's each piece has its own play in the part, right? Or part in the play. Sorry. But it's all like to improve her, right? And the one thing I wanted to also mention on just for before I forget, I love our parents for being the way they are, right? So when it comes to hey, like we have to do something, but it costs money, right? And they're like, don't spend money on me, right? But we're their children, right? And I think depending on how you grew up as well, like I've always wanted to give back to my parents. Just it sounds like you have to, right? So when it comes to spending like $500, it's like, look, I'll take care of it. Don't even worry about it, right? And they're like, "Oh, it's so much money. Like, you don't have to do this for me. I don't need it." But you're doing it for them, and it's like you don't have to. If it's a worry about finance, don't worry. I got you. It's on me, right? And then if it's like, it's weird that it costs $500 to do that. Don't get me wrong, but if it proved or didn't improve, at least it's a lesson you learned, and you were willing to take that with a grain of salt. You're willing to make that sacrifice. Be like, look, if it's $500, I'll pay for it. You don't have to worry about it. And if it does nothing, then it's a lesson. And I lost $500. And I think the biggest lesson of all is money's gonna come and go no matter what you do, right? But if there's a possibility that I can help you out with money, if there's a possibility I can help you benefit from something, I'll do it. And if it does, that fantastic. If it doesn't, well, lesson learned. We move on and we try something
Yes.
else, right?
Yes,
So,
because I knew she needed to take away this stress because she was stressing over, I'm going to have this money now for this electric. I'm like, Mom, this is the stress that we don't need right now. I'm trying to
mhm,
heal you. I'm
yeah,
doing healing sessions. We're doing motivation station. I mean, every day I'm for 2 hours motivating her, to live it better and look at the bright side of the life. And we don't need this electric situation right now. That's why I was like, here's the money, take care of
yeah, no,
it. Because I need you. She doesn't need that.
yeah. Like,
I said, go
like,
get yourself broccoli.
yeah, yeah.
Relax.
Worry about your
You
health.
know?
That's it. Like, worry
Yeah.
about
And
you
I
getting
told her
better. That's
today.
it.
I said, believe me, the money in the world is like oxygen.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money in the world. All you have to do is learn how to make it.
Mm,
And I said, luckily, Mom, I know how to, you
mm,
know. So don't worry about it. Now let's think about vacation. I feel like she needs to just go away somewhere for at least like 4 days, just to relax, because it's so much pressure from everybody. My sister, my brother. Don't yell at her.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
should have taken a look why she didn't have light in the one room for 3 years. that she was worrying about. Why her chandelier is still whatever they blinking, instead of like telling, oh, why you spend some, go find the electric and bring it and let her fix it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
instead of screaming, find a solution.
Yeah. No,
Find a solution.
I think we just your mom sounds like more like my parents too. There's a level of stubbornness that you can't beat, you know. But
She's like,
honestly,
I cannot ask, I'm
I,
uncomfortable of
I,
asking.
yeah, exactly. But I think the beautiful part is that at least we know how to handle it better. When I was younger, I didn't, right? So whenever I wanted to do something for my parents, I was like butting heads, and I
Yeah.
would get upset about it, and I get mad. Now I'm a little bit more reasonable. Now I'm a little bit more calm. I'll use reasoning to explain, and I'm like, look, it's my money. Like I just want to help you out. Let me do my thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like definitely when I was younger, oh my god, like they'd be like, "Oh, why are you spending this money?" I'm like, "Yo, listen, this needs to be fixed." And as much as like my dad is a handyman, I'm like, we need a professional to get this fixed. I can't just let you do this, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I want to say 2021 or 2022. My dad repaved our driveway, like, in our house. Oh no, we lost Rose. She'll come back. Anyway, so I'll continue that story in a second. I do want to say hi, Megan. Thank you for joining us. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me grab Rose. Yeah.
And come back.
Now you're good. You're back. So
Hi,
like I was
Megan.
saying, so my dad redid our driveway, right? And not that I didn't have faith in him doing it. I just felt like it could have been done more professionally. And like now when you look at it, it's a good. You can park your car in the driveway, but it looks really amateurish. It looks very like choppy. And I'm like, Dad, it's not that I didn't have faith in you redoing our driveway, but we could have just paid a few bucks to just get it professionally done. And he's like, oh, why waste that money? I'm like, well, listen, man, money's gonna come and go, but if we want things to work a certain way, like this driveway is probably gonna last like another few years before it gets choppy again.
Mhm.
Whereas we
Mhm.
could have paid like whatever, I don't know how much it is. I'm just gonna say a random number, like 300-400 bucks, right? That they could have done it professionally and it would have lasted 10 years. And I think like my parents, or more or less my dad's focus is always like the short term and not the long term, right? But I also think that comes with age. That like, listen, like, this, we want the driveway to last 10 years longer, and for him, being as old as he is already, 10 years is pretty far away. Whereas for us, 10 years will just come in the blink of an eye, right? But like, I like the fact that like at least I have that mentality. I'm like, look, if you want to do it yourself, we definitely can. And if it comes out, as long as it comes out good, like that's it. But like, and now I think he's finally at an age that he's understanding. My dad is like, oh man, I'm really bad at math. He's 70 something, or just under 80, to be honest. And like now he's finally tired. Now he doesn't want to do too much. So now he doesn't fight back when me and my brother are like, all right, we're gonna get this service done and we'll pay for it. He still tries to cut some corners, but we kind of put our foot down now because it's like, nah, I'd rather get it done professionally. We had our bathroom done recently, and my dad like found some guys, and like there were people who basically worked like for cash, and we paid probably 2 or 3 grand less than like what it would have been. And I want to say they did an okay job, not a great job if I paid professionals to do it, but like an okay job. Like there are some like problems, like there's like water pressure, water, like the tub is like not aligned properly, and like things kind of look kind of messy and stuff like that. And I'm like, they did okay, but I would have rather have paid a little bit more for better service. And like that part of it they don't understand. And I'm kind of grateful that at least I have a better mentality about it. Like, I have a knowledge on how to do stuff, but if I want it done right and well,
Yes.
I'd rather just have somebody else do it. Like, I'll pay the extra few bucks and just do it, right? But I am happy to hear that your mom is you're doing better. She's
I
doing better.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
And
And even if it's in our lives, and I always say like, when somebody's commenting on the clothes I'm wearing, example, right? And I'd be like, are you a stylist? You like professional stylist? They're like, no. Then don't give me no advice on how my clothes are sitting on me, because you are not a professional stylist. And that's what I say about everything. So, in you have to know what you can and what you cannot. If I cannot do a proper breath work, I rather call an expertise
Yeah.
that does it for a living, and they can train properly my mom to have a better sleep, you know? And I agree with you on that. That having the foot down and saying, hey, listen, there's people that do that for a living,
Yeah.
and they do it very excellently.
Yeah.
Why not use their work?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not why not already start loving yourself and start, just doing things properly? Like, why not?
Yeah, no,
You know?
she just has to focus on the other side of it, right? So
Yes.
leave the work and and like the knowledge and the help that you're gonna get on that side, while you focus on yourself and work on improving your health, or your breathing and stuff like that. Like focus on that end of it. I think over time your mom will get that flip, because like there's a lot of little steps being taken to do improvement anyway. So it should hit her eventually that, okay, now this is more about me and me getting better. But I definitely feel like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I can tell right off the bat, but like, with the way you're giving the updates about your mom, it's been a good night and day difference from like the last 2 weeks, where like, I know you
Yes.
reached out to me on the side, and we had a good podcast about for you, more or less, and it helped improve everything. But it does sound like
Yes.
it's a lot better than what it was 2 weeks ago. So I'm
I'm
happy to hear
grateful
that.
for the last podcast. Thank you so much. Yes, I definitely
Yeah, last
appreciate the
podcast.
last podcast
Mm,
because I need to reflect, and boom, right now we know the eclipses are coming. The eclipse just happened. Another one's going to be on March 29, and it's in Virgo. Moon is in Virgo. So it's a lot of transitioning happening on my side because I'm a Virgo.
nice. Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's just like so much transitioning. The Mercury is retrograding, the Venus is retrograding, you know, all that also affects we need to let go. It's time to let go right now. It's time to reflect. It's time to realize what's not serving anymore and just break it through. Like just cut it off, right? And this week finally for the first time I actually start feeling okay. Like
Mm,
okay, I'm sleeping now. I'm sleeping now. I do get up 5 in the morning to eat, which is
mm,
breaking my sleeping cycle, but which is fine. It's I'm fasting for a great reason. Today I had a beautiful meditation, grateful practice. I did mini yoga, stretching, so it did kind of, set the tone. That definitely sets the tone of the day. I said, let me bring that back. Let me
mm.
focus on me now because if I'm like this, and nobody's gonna be calm, If I'm
Yeah.
calm, everybody's calm, I
Yeah. Yeah.
decided to do my nails finally, like let me take care of myself this week because I
You
kind of
need some.
neglected,
You need some
and I
self
feel
love.
like
Yeah.
I feel like that definitely key ingredient for helping others. Help yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this a long time ago. That when it comes to helping others, like the biggest person that will be able to do that from is within yourself first. You got to start with yourself, get to that point that you can help others, because you wouldn't be able to help others if you can't help yourself. You know. And I think, yeah, this week that's great that some of that self reflection carried over, and like you're starting to understand that like there's so much you want to do, Rose, and I can tell, right? So we talked about like a motivation station going LLC and all that, and we did a lot of work for that. We did a lot of research. We had we had like meetings at this point, and things are going great, but it was definitely a lot more like a lot on your plate, and now you needed to ease into like a better mindset for yourself, and it's great. And also, you know, um, I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm going to let you announce it. But you also have further good news that you would love to share, and we would love to hear it. So please go ahead and share that so that we can
Yes,
excitedly talk about that too.
yes, I'm super excited. This week, they called me and they said, "Oh, at one point you didn't get 1 point to get hired. As you already know, I was interviewing for Ramsey Gordon restaurant as bartending position, and they called me back and said, I'm sorry, you not hired,
Sorry.
you 1 point down, and somebody else was hired, but you're still a great candidate, and we want you at the beverage department on the bottom floor." And they're like, are you still interested? I was like, sure, I'm interested. Right now, I have so many goals that needs to be accomplishing, and whatever I'm doing, it's just not enough. I needed more capital.
Mm.
I said, okay, I'll take it. I didn't want that job, just but I still took it because the hour difference. You gotta work till 3 in the morning. So I really don't feel like working 3 in the morning.
Mm.
It's just not my thing anymore. I used to work night.
Mm.
So, and the next day after, the person who was interviewing me, Sarah, she called me back and she said, I see you took a position at the bottom floor at the beverage in the beverage department. I was like, yes, I did. And like, are you still interested to work for Ramsey Gordon restaurant? Or you want to stay at the beverage department? I was like, yeah, well, of course I'm interested. And they're like, okay, so we're gonna start training April 1st, 5 days a week, 9:30 to 5 p.m. Monday, Friday, Saturday off, uh, Saturday, Sunday off, and training for 1 month and coming in. I was like, okay, thank you. And she was like, no, thank you.
Mm.
It's like you're the person we need. I was like, wow, what a moment, right? So I got so excited, super excited. I'm gonna be working for the corporation of Ramsey Gordon Restaurant, and on Monday, I'm going to process my ID and my paperwork. So, and congratulations to me, and thank you so much.
Yes,
And
congratulations. Cheers to that. Yeah.
what I want to say is, I run on faith. As I said, since last time, since the God told me, why don't you trust me, right? I
Hmm.
started running on faith, and everything else is just noise.
Falling. Yeah, everything else is
And
falling in place.
it's just when I start every day, I said I'm running on faith,
Hmm.
right? Also practice of gratitude. I did some healing sessions, and then after that, boom, they called me like, you hired.
No. No, it's a beautiful thing, and like the thing is, a lot of it is like staying positive, and I think we even talked about last week when I was like, listen, whether you get it or not, and not that I was trying to put bad juju on it or anything like that, but I was like, whether you get it or not, the opportunity that presented itself is still like its own miracle state, right? It was still like, holy crap, like I had an offer to work like this, right? And even for me, like job positions, like now I'm getting to so comfortable to the point that, I mean, I've worked in IT for like a lot of years now, and I've had a lot of jobs too. And even now, I had like another job offer that I entertained. But like now, I at least appreciate the fact that my mindset is a little bit different about it. It's like, I got to be fit for the job, right? So I don't want to just take a job because I need money in my pocket. Fortunately, I mean, I am in a position where I have some money and I can like kind of choose what I want. Not everybody has that ability, but it's like I worked hard to get to that point. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my earlier years, it wasn't like that. I just took anything I got. And yeah, like yourself, I was working graveyard shifts, I was working overnight shifts, and then after a while, I worked my way up to like a level of being at least like a senior tech, or at least a better customer service technician, right? And now I'm trying to get it more into like a management, because I would love to have like a team under me that I can manage and work with them and help them improve and help them get to higher positions over level
Oh,
one.
that is amazing.
And
Mm-hmm.
I had I mean, I work for NJ Transit now, but I had an offer that's local, right, for about roughly the same money. And then they're like, oh yeah, like if we pay you this much, like, will you work for us? I was like, all right, well, the money is nice, but I have to care about the position. Like, it has to fit me. Like, I don't want to just take it just because it's closer and it's as much money as I'm making now. I was like, I have to actually like the position. I'm beyond the age of just taking a job for a paycheck. I'm
Yes.
now trying to get to a point that if I take a job, it has to be good for me for multiple reasons, right? So not just like money, right? But like my health. Like, I gotta make sure it's not stressful to the point that my health starts taking a toll. I can't take a job that's gonna take away time away from my family and my daughter and all this. Like, I'm over that. So I remember a few jobs reached out to me. They're like, "Oh yeah, the shift is from 4 to 12, and you have to work weekends. I was like, yeah, no, that's a negative. And they're like, why? It's a good job at a good company. I was like, it probably is, but it's not for me. And it's crazy how many recruiters come back to me and they're just like, we don't understand how you feel that way. Like, how are you gonna pass up a good job? And I told them, I was like, sometimes life is more important than a good job right now. You know, like I was like, I worked hard enough to not have to work these positions anymore. 10 years ago, I was doing it. 10 years ago, I was working from midnight to 8 a.m. Sleepy, you know. But 10 years ago, I was also single and living at home and not doing anything with my life. So, it's fine. I can just like sleep during the day like everyone else does and be okay with it. But now it's like now I pick and choose what I want. And when I do interviews, a lot of times it's like people really like me. They like there's only like maybe I probably had one or two interviews where I wasn't actually qualified, and I accepted that. I'm not the most
Mhm.
knowledgeable person,
Mhm.
so be it. But a lot of jobs I interviewed for is always like somebody was just slightly better than me, or like the one I told you last time. I had one in position in Hoboken. Would have been great to work out there because it's like I can go drinking afterward. I can go to the waterfront afterward and stuff like that. But the guy was like, the job is a little bit more physically demanding, and not that. Okay, well, once again she dropped. She should be back. Hold on, and just be ready for her. Keep this open. She might be getting like notifications or something. But anyway, not that like the like I was not good enough for the position. It's just that like he was concerned that I wouldn't be able to do the job itself. So, um, I lost that. But he's like, I had nothing but great things to say about you. Megan, thank you for the congratulations for Rose. I'll let her know the second she gets back. There you go. You're falling off too much. No, joking. Also, I want to mention that Rose, Megan says congratulations, to you getting a job.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you
Um,
so much. Thank you.
but
I'm
yeah, I
sending you
think
like a love.
you had this coming to you because a lot of it is just like the universe speaking back to volumes of your attitude and your faith, and you, despite the hard times, right, with your mom or situations, here with whatever, right, you still kind of kept a better mentality and you're like, I could do this, we got this, I got this, and here you are. So awesome. Yeah, honestly, congratulations. When it comes to
Thank
Jersey,
you.
I will take you out to dinner and we will celebrate in our own way. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
But speaking of celebration, right, St. Patty's time, like like I actually got an email from work that was just like, who's working on that day, and I'm just like, why do we have off? Because like I know it's a holiday, but I'm like, am I
Which
am
one?
I am I
This
off?
one. Where's
Yeah,
my
right here.
guy right there?
He's right there. We see him. Yeah, we see him. Um, and I was like, are we off? And they're like, no, 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 no. Everyone's working. It's not a holiday that people have off at the company.
Oh,
But it was more like we just want to make sure people are around and available because we know it's going to be kind of crazy. And I'm like, ooh, it's going to be a
you see
fun
him?
Monday. Oh,
It
that's
says
cute little
lucky.
earrings. Yeah, yeah. Do you
Lucky,
have any like,
definitely
do you,
lucky.
do you have any like special St. Patty's plans? Like, are you going to do anything special?
So I worked many years in bars, and the one first thing is you're gonna have a green beer. Your
A
beer
green
is
beer.
gonna be a green
Is it a
color.
Guinness?
There's this no
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Guinness
I was just
is
curious.
no, just you take any light beer or any beer,
Hmm.
no Guinness because Guinness is dark, so you
Yeah.
won't be able to make it green. Okay.
Okay.
So you take like a lighter beers, like even the dark IPAs is not gonna work. Maybe
Hmm.
like a lager, maybe like an amber, pale ale, and you put like a food coloring, green color.
That's what it is. Okay,
So
that makes
you
sense.
make the drink,
Green.
you know, green, a green
Gotcha.
beer. There's also lots of shots like Irish bomb shots, right?
God.
Irish coffee, and it's an
Oh,
Irish
Irish coffee.
holiday,
Yeah.
which don't in Ireland they don't celebrate this holiday. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way, but they
Yeah.
celebrate it in the United States. So all the Irish bars will be open, and Irish people definitely can drink.
Oh no,
Like,
I
let
know.
me tell you something about Irish people. When I worked at Northside, in the last like a moment, Irish people started moving into me as well. It was like a families, and they were all come as a family. Maybe like 10 people, and they pay at the end. They
Yeah,
don't
of
pay in
course.
the front or in the beginning. They don't do nothing. They just drink, and I'm like, whoa, this is a beer number 20. Are
Yeah,
they
yeah,
going to pay or what? Because
yeah.
you kind of like you're kind of scared because you kind of like want to after like every five beer you're gonna want to get the get the money
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
don't want somebody like walk away on that big tab. They're like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna pay. And this with this beautiful Irish accent, they were just really drink. They can definitely drink, and I
Listen,
was so surprised.
outside of the fact that they can drink, right? They are like I've met some of the
Oh,
nicest Irish people when I went drinking for like whether I went I love going to Irish pubs, mainly because I love Guinness more than anything. But like like just
mm-hmm.
the company of the people there, fucking fantastic. Let me tell you. Like I would go hang out with them and they're just like you want to be here? And I'm like yeah, hell yeah, let's go. And we'll take like shots like like you said. But like like
Yeah, they're very nice.
I don't
But
normally go out
nobody,
around
they told
the
me like
holiday.
nobody likes them. I'm like, why?
Why? They're
Oh, they
fantastic.
always think we're not gonna pay or something. They always think we're slaves. That mentality
I
came
think
with
it's
them.
yeah, I think it's just like certain mentality from certain
I
people,
was
but
so
I love
nice.
Irish
In the
people.
end, they were like, "You are so nice. Can you marry my brother?" I
Uh,
was like,
Listen,
"If
yeah,
guys
yeah.
come back anytime, I'm not gonna marry your brother, but come back anytime."
The
And they tipped me good because I was nice.
yeah. Remember, yeah, yeah, I mean, like I said, they're just like fantastic people to be around, um, and just even like the food. So, actually, tonight I might go out with one of my friends because I actually have to discuss stuff about my filming, and
Mhm.
he was like, "Hey, can we go to this place?" And it's an Irish pub, and I'm like, "I'm game to go." But there's no way we can sit down and work on on my script because it's gonna be loud, people are gonna be drinking. I was like, if you want to go and have a few beers, let's go. Whatever, I'm cool with that. But I was like, we probably can't discuss what I want to discuss. What for like the reason we want to meet up. But I went there. I want to say a few months back, and it was just like a good experience. Even with like the waitresses and the bartenders, everybody was super nice. Everybody's super down to earth. But I'll admit, I've been to a good number of Irish pubs, including in New York, and I never had a bad experience. Not once with anyone. Everyone was
Shepherd's
down to earth.
Pie.
Everyone
Mhm.
was cool. Everyone was drunk. Everyone like, was just having a good time, and that kind of leads into our podcast that we'll talk briefly about today, and we'll carry over to next week. Um, that like it's important to have like good times with good people. I think it's super important, right? I know a lot of people who kind of like go out on their own and have a good time, but honestly, I think we're finally at an age that like go out and just like try to talk to people and like they'll talk to you. People are actually nicer than you think. I know we live in a world where it's kind of like harsher right now and it's kind of like you're always worried about the next move and stuff. But I'll admit there's still plenty of people that you can talk to, plenty of people that like are nice. Like I think I mentioned this a long time ago. I was always afraid to have a kid, not because it's just like my son or daughter will be handicapped, but
Yes.
also because like the world is kind of harsh, and I'm like the world beat down on me when I was growing up. I don't want the same thing to happen to my kid. Man, everywhere I go with my kid now, it's a good time. It's a fantastic time. Everyone is nice to her. Everyone tries to talk to her. Everyone's like, yo, your baby's the cutest baby ever, right? And maybe it's like one of those things where it's like, since she's a kid, people are just being nicer. But like they'll talk to me. They're just like, oh, your daughter's beautiful. What's her name? I have a son this age and stuff like that. And they would share stories of their own. Maybe it's just mainly parents. But I would have like strangers who look like they don't want to talk to anyone. They look mad tough and mad hard, and they'd come to her and be like, "Hi, sweetheart," and I'm like, "What the hell? What the hell?" Like, I don't expect this to happen, and they're so kind to
Yes.
her. But like, that's the experience I get. No lie, at Irish pubs. Like, I'll just show up. I'll be like, "Is this seat taken?" And like, "Nah, brother, come sit down." I'm like, all right, and now I'm a brother. This is great, fantastic, and like they'll start talking to me, and like, where are you from, and all that. And I love their accent, man. If I had an Irish accent, I'd be living my life, but I don't, and I don't
Yes.
want to try to imitate it. So I'm not trying to make fun of it now. I'm just trying to kind of sound what they sound like. But fantastic people, and I love the fact that they're all very very friendly. At there's, but I don't think I've gone to an Irish pub where a guy was sitting alone enjoying a beer and that's it. No, 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 no. It's always like 5, 10, 15 people. If there's someone alone, they bring that person in. So now it's 16 people. They're just very homely, very kind people. And I love that sense of hospitality, right? And that level of friendship. And like, they'll all walk out drunk, hanging off each other, just singing Irish pub songs and whatnot, and it's just a fantastic time. And like even though Monday, I'll be working, there is an Irish pub in Newark, and I might swing by after there, after I finish work, just to have a beer or two and just to kind of have fun with people. But I know tonight, I think tonight I am gonna go out with my friend and see if you know. Yeah, we'll probably have a few beers or whatever, but it's probably gonna be busy today just because it's Saturday, and then
That is
Monday,
nice.
yeah. But yeah, 100%. Dude, I do like St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
I was
there's
never a beer person
yeah.
before, but now that I am, it's gonna be fun.
So there's 2 days, two profitable days in the bars, in any bar, any restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a day before Thanksgiving. It's one of the biggest revenue ring of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the number two is St. Patrick's Day. So a
No.
lot of people do go out. They do have their green drinks, special drinks, Irish shots, carbon bomb, they call it.
Mm.
And there's, of course, platter of corned beef, right?
Yes, yes. Oh my god.
Shepherd's pie, all that beautiful Irish food. And we also do that over here.
Mm.
And you wanna, it's just like, it's probably like a sin if you don't have that cabbage and the corned
Oh,
beef hash,
100%.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I think when I went out to eat, they're like, "What do you want to eat?" And they would always recommend it, and like they would look at me mad hard if I'm like, I might just want a chicken sandwich, and they look at me, I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'll take this instead." That's fine.
Yeah.
But Megan mentioned she's actually half Irish. That's awesome. I did not know you're half
Ooh,
Irish. What
okay,
what's your
Megan.
what's your other half if you don't mind me asking? But I've hung out with Megan's family before when we were like younger, but we weren't. When I hung out with her when we were younger, we didn't drink as much, so I didn't really like. I went to Megan like to like a birthday party and stuff like that. Like she invited me over for her
Mhm.
birthday, but
Yeah.
I never really drank with her family. But I met her family, and I met her like our grandmother and stuff like that. And even all of them were like very wholesome people, very kind, very inviting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, where am I? And I was like, when I think about it now, if they drank, man, I would love to actually catch up with them and drink with them because they sound like fun people to be with. But I didn't know you're half Irish. That's awesome. I guess I got that feeling, but yeah, like I'm very tempted to go tonight, and I'm probably gonna. It's just like I have a thing with going to packed places, and I don't like it too packed. So if you're going somewhere where you're just gonna have a good time and just drink and have some food, right? And there's not really too much like, how's your day? How's this? How's that? Right? It's okay. But like if you're gonna go somewhere loud and you just kind of want to be fun with people, hang off people, have fun, then it's fine. But I'm more of a quiet person, so going to loud places, is a bit much for me. Last time we went, it wasn't as loud. Like they're doing like some sort of trivia, so it wasn't bad, but I know today's gonna be definitely louder. Oh, she's half Irish, half Italian. Italian. That's a good mix.
Italiana.
That's a good mix right there.
I actually learned Italian in 2011.
Oh, nice. Like for like, have you traveled to Italy or anything or no?
No,
Nah, my
but I
my
do
brother
speak
my
it.
brother goes like every 2 3 years. He loves Italy. He loves going there. He tells me
One
the
of my
food and all that.
dreams to stay there for a couple of months and just like go get
Take it
that
in.
culture,
Yeah,
have that go everywhere. Florence, Roma, everywhere.
yeah.
Napoli,
I want to do like
Tunis, right?
a whole Europe tour. I actually have to catch up with one of my friends, but he worked very long in IT, and he took a break because it took a lot of stress from his life. So he took 6 months off. In that 6 months, right? You know what he did? Oh, I froze for a sec. You know what he did in that 6 months? He traveled to Europe. He traveled across Europe into Asia, into China, and then flew. I think he went to Japan. I don't remember, but he basically went across that whole continent, right? And then flew back. And like since he's flown back, I haven't talked to him, but he's like, "Yo, everybody in their life has to travel once like this because this is just he took in
We
all the
need him on
culture."
this podcast.
I'll ask him. You know what? Honestly, I don't think he would mind being on this
We
podcast.
need to hear the story because people like we learn more when we travel.
Yeah, you
Sure.
learn a lot because like you think like you would experience some things culturally here in the U.S., right? About other cultures, and you do. Don't get me wrong, you do, right? But when you're in a different world, when you're in their world, experiencing that same thing, it's a whole different feeling. You know, like I tell my wife all the time, my I'm sure everybody knows my wife is Korean, right? So like I told her I was like, yeah, we're gonna go to India, and she's like, I don't want to go to India. It's hot and humid and blah blah. And I'm like, honestly, it is right, but it's still fantastic. Like the people are
Oh my
they're
God, I want to
so
see Taj
homely.
Mahal.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I wanna go there. That's actually pretty far from me, but like I wanna go like Goa, right? Like the beach and like just
Oh,
live. Like I was telling
Kerala.
I was telling my Indian friends and my cousins. I was like, yo, we should do like a 3-4 man trip that we just go as dudes and we just go out there to Goa and just have a good time, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely an older mentality when you want to go see the world more. Because I mean, I guess there are still younger people that do wanna that feel that way too. But like, I definitely want to travel more. It didn't hit me till maybe like my 30s. I was like, I definitely want to see stuff more. And now that I have my kid, like I know it's a little bit tougher, but I would take her with me. You know, one of the biggest things I would want to do is go to Japan because like that's like long term. Like I want to go to Japan. I actually want to live in Japan. And my wife was actually okay with this, right? So that means me being an Indian, my wife being Korean, and my kid being half and half have nothing to do with Japanese culture or knowing anything. I want to move out there. You know what I mean? And like she was like, yeah, listen, I'm game for that. Although she does want to move to Switzerland, which is also beautiful, right? I want to go to Switzerland very badly. But yeah, I agree that I want to travel. I think we're all over the place on this podcast today, but hey, we're all talking about culture and like let's go back to good old St. Patty's Day. But yeah, listen, if you're celebrating St. Patty's Day, have a blast. Talk to listen, literally talk to everyone in that bar. No one's gonna shut you down. They're gonna be like, "Let me buy you a beer. Let me buy you a shot." And as messed up as you may get, please be safe. Please don't drive.
Have
Please
that Irish dance.
yeah, do the Irish chig is it called? I don't remember what it's even called. They do yeah,
Yes.
but have a good time. Definitely be safe though. And you too, Rose. I'm sure you might celebrate it and go out for a little bit or anything like
Yes,
that. So be safe.
actually, my partner, he's Irish, and his family is Irish. They're like German, Dutch, Irish,
Ooh,
and tomorrow his sister and family coming to town from Florida. So, and we're going to be celebrating it like Irish people do.
oh man,
I
I'm
am
gonna
fasting in a holy month, so I'm just gonna watch.
I'm gonna need one. I'm gonna need one favor from you with this celebration. Take pictures, right, and then have those pictures ready to be shared in the next podcast. Like, here's a slideshow of what Rose went through, and you see the night starting peaceful, and everyone's happy, and at the end of the night, people are just like upside down, hats are tilted, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Yeah, that's the experience I'm looking for from you on that end there. But no, so on top of like the whole hospitality and the friendship, right? Like that was like what I wanted to get into for the podcast. So even though we're about 45 minutes into this podcast now, maybe
Yes.
we won't get too deep about the level of friendship. We could definitely talk about that on the next one. But I definitely want to emphasize the importance of friendship, the importance of having people in your life, and listen, I know a lot of people who don't. So honestly, there's no better time to make friends than than St. Patty's Day. There's no better time to kind of open up a little bit and just have a good time with these people because like this is their holiday. They go out and they celebrate their asses off, right? But even after the holidays, these people stick around. They're like, "Hey, you want to go drinking again? Let's go. You want to go get some food? Let's go. I know a spot." You know, they're very kind people to be around, and I'm grateful for my Irish friends in my life, but I'm just grateful overall for all the friends in my life. And that was the deeper part I wanted to get into was the fact that I I have shared that I've went through a lot of dark times in my time, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my friends. I'm not trying to say this to be said lightly. I'm not trying to say this to like, make it seem like, oh my God, Sanji said this. No, I really do mean it. I don't think I would be here without them, because there was times where I just felt, and even my family couldn't be there for me because my family didn't understand what the hell I was going through. My family was more focused on me getting better from being handicapped than me just kind of living life. And I was one of those guys where I was everybody's friend. Like that type of person. I never had beef with anybody. Like no one had beef with me. Maybe because I was handicapped, or maybe I was just like down to earth and I really didn't cause
Mhm.
problems for anybody. I also probably helped half my middle school and high school students, like my friends, pass classes because I let everybody cheat off me at this point. And it's funny I say that because I'll share a story of that too. But like I never had any problems with anybody. I was friends with like everybody, like the popular people, the non-popular people, and I thought I had it all. I thought like it was good then, but then like when I graduated high school, like I noticed who would actually stick around. And it's not like obviously people have their own lives, people have to have time, they had better other friends and stuff like that. But like it wasn't until like maybe like towards the end of high school and getting out of high school that I realized I really only had 4 or 5 friends, like actual friends that would talk to me on a consistent basis, right? Every day they would talk to me every day. And even if it's just like, hey, what's up, how's your day, blah blah blah, okay, cool, right? There was never ever like you ever have friends that you talk to and they're like, "Hey, stranger, I haven't talked to you in forever." I never had that with these guys ever. I have one of my oldest friends. I'm gonna tell a story about him on my next podcast, on the our next podcast, because it's a very deep friendship, and you're gonna die of laughter from the story, right? And
Okay.
yeah, so I'm gonna save that for later, right? But like, like at the point that we are in life now, right? We're both in our 30s now. He lives out in PA with his wife, and he's doing his own thing. We don't talk, like all we do is like share memes on Instagram and stuff, right? But like as far as like conversations go, I don't talk to him for months. But now, like if I ever hit him up, I'm like, yo, Leo, like, are you free? Like I need to talk to you, or I need company, right? He'll reach out and we'll talk. And never have I felt pressured like, I haven't talked to you in 3 months. Like why do you only come to me when you need me? Never felt that pressure from him. And the same thing with my other 4 or 5 friends. Like I had my good friend Matt, right? He's kind of on the shyer side. He doesn't talk too publicly and open. Like when we were
Yeah.
younger, like he would come out with
Mhm.
me and kind of just stick around me, and we would just talk to each other. And I would talk to other people because I started becoming extroverted from another friend. Yeah, I have a lot of tales to tell. Damn. But anyway, but like I would be talking to other people, and he would just wait for me to talk to me. Right now, years later, now we just went to a beer festival in Jersey City. Right, I think I told you I was going to like a brewology thing. They had like
Yes.
150 types of beers. It was fantastic. And we went out and we're just like in public. We're just talking to other families. We're talking about like beers. We're talking about food. And like he's actively talking to them, like not shy, just doing it. And it's crazy how much of an influence we all had on each other. Because I feel like if we all weren't here for each other, we wouldn't be where we are now. Like I remember one thing I've never done until maybe like a year ago. We had a boys' night out. When I say a boys' night out, our boys' nights used to just be we stay home, we play video games, we order some food, and we have some alcohol. But we do everything at home, right? We just keep to each other. Last year, I think it was last year, we went out to a restaurant for dinner. And I think that was the first time that we all went out as boys to go out eat at a restaurant, and it was one of the best times I ever had. And I remember like this was during the time where like I was struggling as a father and struggling as a parent, and I told my friends, I was like, "Yo, I needed this. Like I don't understand, like I didn't think we could do this. I didn't think this was even a possibility to do. But I was like, the fact that y'all made time on a Saturday, like early evening, to go out to have some beers and some food and just have conversation, like this is just insane." And it was the same 5 friends that I had, plus like maybe like a few others that I connected with, right? But the importance to that, to like my mental, right, even like my faith, right, everything just kind of like clicked in. And it was important to have that kind of company. Like we live in a world where it is harsh, it is tough, and
Yes.
there's always going to be like times that are very difficult. But it's so nice to have people in your life like that. And I'm fortunate enough to have those 4 or 5 friends. For they say that if you have a friendship for over 7 years, it's a friendship for life. You know, and for me, these guys have been friends. I've been friends with them for almost 2 decades now. 2 decades. My
Okay.
my my, my oldest friend, 3. It's been comfortably 3 decades, or roughly. Yeah, it's gonna be decades in a few years, and his story is gonna be the longest to share. But like, the friends I have now, they've helped me overcome my shyness of being handicapped. They've overcome my shyness of being introverted. Like, it hit a point, and like, you know how you said before, lately, that when you wear certain clothes, somebody reaches out to you and you're like, "Oh, what the hell are you wearing?" And you're just like, "I'm sorry, are you a fashion specialist and stuff like that?" Right? So I was gonna say this before. I was like, I agree. There's people out there that'll say something stupid like that, and it's just like, I like when I was younger, I would have been like, I would have maybe been snarky and responded back, or I would have been upset by what they said. But like, I love the fact that now I'm at an age that I'm like, I don't know who you are, so why should I care what you think? You know what I mean? It's like, who are you? So like, I'll just walk away from that situation. Like, okay, so somebody doesn't like the what I'm wearing. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so, like, I wouldn't have that attitude if it wasn't for my guys, if it wasn't for my friends. And even stuff like, it didn't hit me, but Morgan, who didn't show up today, I'm gonna yell at her, but I hope she shows up in our next podcast because she's one of those friends that, like, I met her shortly after I had my daughter, and I didn't have a lot of friends to talk to because even my boys, like, they were cool and all, but like, I like, with them, I don't really connect on that emotional level. So I was like, I'm just looking for someone that I can talk throughout the day and stuff like that. And Morgan responded to one of my posts I put up on Reddit. And the way she responded to that post was insane. I wrote a very long post that had like several points in it, and she responded to each point. Instead of giving me a general synopsis of who she is and like what she's interested in, like wanting to talk to me, she was like, I see you wrote this. This is how I feel. I wrote this. This is how I feel. And she wrote each point. And I was like, yo, let's talk. And I'll be honest, ever since then, we have spoken every day. There might have been like maybe 2 or 3 days in the course of, I think, 2 years now that we didn't talk, but we talk every day. We say good morning every day. We don't say good night every day. Sometimes we play video games together. Sometimes we just talk about our day. She loves trains and like, train stations and stuff like that. So when I work, I take the train to work. So I'll take videos and pictures, and she's like, "Oh my god, thank you!" And she's so grateful too. She's like, "Oh, thank you for the videos. Thanks for this. I'll take pictures of my food." And it's nice to have that little like bond between us. And it's just like people like that. Just they make every day special. And I remember even when we were talking on one of our podcasts, she wrote in the chat like, talking to you every day has made a difference in my life. Or she just had something super kind, and I clipped it and I put it on my Facebook. I was like, you can tell the moment she said that how it affected me, because you see me like kind of like tear up and like my lips quiver because I'm just like happy that she felt that way. But even now, like, I have other friends that I met that I talk to on a consistent basis, and it's insane how much of a difference it makes in my life. And I think that's why I'm a little bit more positive. That's why I feel comfortable doing this podcast with you, because otherwise, if I didn't feel this certain way, I don't think I could do any of this. So it is very important for to have like that good company. And that company, look, that company could be good or it could be bad, but either way, or it can affect your, your mental, right? Because in the past, and yeah, I've known you for like a while now. I've known you before COVID. I've known you since, yo, we've been more friends for more than 7 years. So we're friends for life at this point, right? But like, like I hung out with certain people back then, and not that they were bad people, it was just like a different level of hanging out with them. And over the course of time, they were great people, but I needed to stray away because I think it was taking a negative toll in my life. And not that they were bad people, I just wasn't on par with how they lived their lives. And I would still love to catch up with them. I haven't talked to them forever, right? Like Bill and stuff like that. Like, I hope everyone there is like doing well. But I do want to catch up with them. But it's like now it's like I'm trying to find my foundation. Now that I have like a family, it's like I want to plant my
Circle.
feet. Yeah, I want to plant my feet and just have that closeness so I can grow again, and then I'll catch up with them and see how they're doing. But I had to change a lot of the ways that I was. But am I ungrateful for what happened? No, absolutely not. When people ask you like if you had the chance to change your life around, like if you had a reset button, right, for your life, would you do it, right? And a lot of people would, because they look back and they don't look at their experiences as good ones, right? But like I took a deeper look at it and I'm like, no. No, I wouldn't, right? Despite the fact that things are not the greatest for me, despite me being physically handicapped, despite even like diabetes, right? Despite uh, car accidents or family fights or anything, right? I would still not change that because it helped me mold me. It helped me build who I am today. If I hit a reset button and I become Sanjay at 37 years old again, I'm not going to be what you see in this podcast. I'm not going to be what you see as a friend or what my friends see as a friend. You know, my whole life would be different. Would it be better? Maybe. Would it be worse? Maybe. But am I happy where I am now? Oh, hell yeah. Despite all the faults and the good times and the bad times, hell yeah. I am super stoked to be here now. And without all the stuff I've been through, without this podcast, without you, without like my close friends, I wouldn't be able to say any of this. I would just be like, I'm just living my life for maybe my daughter and that's it. And I'm like, no, now I want to live my life to do a lot more. I want to give life back to others. I want to give life back to my family. I want to give life back to my loved ones. I want to give life back to like you and this podcast and everything. And that's why we do such things we do here because I hope the people who watch this podcast live, I hope the people who watch this podcast after understand that we're this level of people. We would love to have more friends. We would love to talk to you, more. And like that's why we're pretty much an open door. If people want to talk to us, if people want to be on our podcast, hell, if people are from Jersey and they're like, hey, listen, you sound like a fun guy, can we meet up, can we talk? Yeah, email us at Motivation Station. Oh no, I think Rose has like network issues, but anyway, like I was saying. Oh, she's back immediately. Excellent.
I don't know why it's kicking out.
I think you have like not bad service per se, but I think it keeps like I saw you lag a few times. But anyway, like I was saying, like I would love, like, listen, you need a friend, like we're here, right? Like reach out to us at motivationstation@gmail.com and we'll talk to you. You want to be on our podcast? Reach out there. You want to, get to know us more, intimately or on a deep level? We have Instagram, we have all this, and now we're starting to build even more, right? Because I want to build a Facebook page. I want to kind of do a little bit more marketing stuff like that. But like, I love being able to do the things I can do now because I feel like not only has faith, right? And although I may be spiritual, faith has brought me more to a better mental state, but also my friends and my family, my loved ones brought me this high. And like we said in the past, like, if I'm gonna rise, you're gonna rise with me. And I think it's very important to have that kind of mentality and have that love for life. And for me to be able to do this is a blessing, is an honor. And I just want to say shout out to everybody, and I want to thank you all for all that. And definitely going to talk about my friends a little bit more on the next podcast because we took a lot of time just talking about other things. Nothing wrong there. I love talking about, like, St. Patty's Day, your mom. The fact that you got this job is fucking fantastic. We're gonna celebrate in our own way. We're gonna, when you come visit in Jersey,
I
or I'm
want
gonna
to
come visit
thank you.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
want to thank you for sharing this beautiful moment about friendship. I definitely like that the way you said talk to people because they're actually nicer than you think they are. I love that you captured that moment. And I feel like for both of us, this year it's more of a, like a transitioning year and it's more of a, like a rebirth.
yeah.
I feel like when my mom said I was born again on January 19th, when she was woken up by God, I
Mm,
said, you know what? I was born again too because now I see life more clear. I know exactly what I like, what I don't like. I know exactly how my life I want to look like, and that kind of brings that out, that clarity, and it's amazing. And of course, a circle is very important because your circle either going to destroy you, either going to build you up, right?
mm,
So when you sit at the table with winners, conversation is different. When you sit at the table with losers, conversation is different.
yeah,
When you sit at the table with people that actually care about you and look at your soul, not at
yeah,
your ability, not at your bank statement, not at your education. Look at
yeah.
your soul. That,
Agree.
for me, was always important because I'm the person who always looks at the soul.
Mm,
If you're a bad person, I don't care what you have. You're a
mm,
bad person. I don't want to be around you. I don't like your energy. I just it doesn't do anything for me. Can I change you? Yes, I can. It's a lot of effort, a lot of energy from my side. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to do that no more.
Yeah.
You know, if we're vibing, as they say nowadays, right? We're
Yeah.
vibing. You know, we're vibing. I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to listen to this, oh, don't do that, or this and that. No, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to hear words of support. I want to positivity. You know, there's a beautiful quote that I really love. If people talk about, you know, the poor people talk about things, right? And or they say like a poor class talk about things and medium class
Yeah, I
talk
know what you mean.
about
I know the part you're talking about. Yeah.
people, and a high class talk about ideas. I don't like these classifications, but what I got from this quote, I want to talk about ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about how you couldn't pay your bill.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. It's important. I want to hear that out. But let's talk about ideas because when we're on a gratitude level, when the vibration is high, the frequency is different. So you open your mind and everything you want, it comes to you. Let's talk about those ideas. Let's talk about what's good happening.
Right.
Let's talk about your daily winnings. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. Some people live paycheck to paycheck, but what are we doing? What ideas can we create to get out of that trap?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
What else can we do?
I
You
like
know, you
to.
talking about your filming. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, can we when you come up here, let's do our some videos. Let's do like introduction of you and me and some shorts and and then boom, maybe we we even make a movie.
Yep.
Short movie about our story, put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I love idea of movies, shooting. I love shooting. I love acting, you know. Boom. Ideas. They're everywhere.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree.
then it's important to have these people that support you.
Yeah.
Look at you
That's
as
100%.
who you
Yeah.
are. I
Yeah.
don't care about your physical disabilities, or I'm not saying I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't look at that.
Yeah.
I don't never look at that. I don't like, of course, as you IT professional, if I need something IT job done, I'm gonna talk to you
Mm-hmm.
because that's exactly what you do. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna ask my mom
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or my neighbor because they don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
And the same thing is, you want some professional advice, go to the person who actually does it for a living.
Yeah.
Okay? But to be able to be comfortable with people, to have that like, okay, I'm really comfortable with this person. This person actually cares about me, about my soul, and actually hears me out. And there's only a handful of people that we have like that in life, and
We.
we treasure them.
Yeah.
And I will talk about that more, about friendship with you on the next podcast,
Yeah. We
because it's
didn't foresee
important
this
to
going
value.
this long. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry.
to value.
Mm-hmm.
We're valuing, we're treasuring the people that hear. And I think that's something that it's very important. And as you go enjoy your St. Patrick's Day, just know people are nicer
Oh,
than you
100%.
think they are. And
Yeah.
enjoy, value people that are around you. Make sure you don't, surround yourself with the people that bring you down.
Yeah.
Who needs that?
I think the
You
biggest
want the
thing
people that lift you up.
I think the biggest thing is, like you said, there's the description, so to speak, but there's like the dreamers and then like the doers, right? But it's funny because even that mentality, like I agree with you, but like everyone has like their own thing they want to do in life, right? So there's the people who want to do things for themselves, of course, right? But even them, I let them be, instead of like, for me, to be like I just want to have people in my life that are, that I can bring up or they can bring me up, and we can go from there, right? But even if you're gonna bring, like, if you're a person who maybe brings people down or anything like that, like, I just let you be. Like, if you want to be that kind of person, right? I'm not gonna insult you. I'm not gonna say you're a bad person. I'll be honest, I don't even label people as like losers per se, right? Not to say that you said something wrong, but I'm just like, I'm just gonna you go do you, but just, you're not gonna be at my table. That's it. That's the only difference, right? So like,
Yes.
I have friends who All they do is go out every night. They go out, they go drink, they go party, they go do whatever, right? And like instead of being a person that's like, oh, you know, how can you be more successful? How can you make it better in life? How can you get this? How can you get that, right? Everybody has their own priorities in life, right? For us, it's like we want to build each other, we want to build ourselves. I think we even talked about each other, right? Like you're like, I want to be more fashionable, like you want to like open a coffee shop, you had mentioned, but you want to be more, I'm not gonna say glamorous, but glamorous is the word I'm gonna use for now. You want to be like a higher self being in that glamorous state, like you want to have more fashion, more jewelry, make your own jewelry, stuff like that, right? Now I'm not on par with you because it's like I'm not interested in that, but there's no reason for me to be like, oh Rose, that's a waste of time. Oh Rose, that's just dumb to do,
Yes.
like
Yes.
you, if you want to do it, all for it. I'm go for it. Like I might not be a part of it, which is fine, but I still wish you success. Go do your thing, right? Just like for me, all I care about for me is like my family mostly, and then like I care about cars and I want to modify my cars and I want to have a garage of cars. To you, you're like, well, cars are a waste of time, right? But there's no reason for you to come up to me and say, Sanjay, cars is a waste of time. Why don't you invest your money in money, making more money? Like I know you want me to make money too, but like you could just get away with like, all right, well, Sanjay wants to do stuff with cars. Let Sanjay do stuff with cars. I don't need to be involved with that. You know, like me and Sanjay do this podcast and we do it well. And we have good friendship and we have a good foundation and things are going well. And when it comes to dreams and what we want, we go two different ways. There's nothing wrong with going two different ways. You know, like all the roads lead to happiness, but everyone takes a different path to get there. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you want to be a person that goes out, parties every day, drinks every day, you hang out with people who are just like, hey man, it's
Mhm.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, let's go party and drink. Go ahead, have fun. Go do your thing. Right? And as much as like we want better for you, I'm not gonna wish ill upon you. I'm not gonna be like you're wasting your time. Nah, dude, just go do your thing. You only have one life and you can live it whatever way you want. All I ask you to do is don't live it regretfully. That's it. That's all I ask. Right? So like those are the people that I'll get upset at when they're like, I hate what I do. If you hate what you do, you have every opportunity to change that, right? And whether you can do it alone, whether you need help doing it,
Yeah.
whether you need to reach out to someone, that's the only time I'll fight back for you. That's the only time I'll get upset at you, right? And I've had friends like that are just like just down and out, and I'm like, you know, like you can stay down, like you can, like I have said it before, you can fall down, right? But you need to get back up. I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. Because in the end, you're gonna burn me too. And not that I want to quit on you, but like you need to have a better like
Mhm.
I want to get back up mentality. So those are the only times where I'll start like putting my foot down and getting like upset, is when like people are like, oh, this is I don't like this, or I regret doing this. Like, listen, man, life is nothing but experiences, lessons, good times, bad times, but like just live it to its potential. And then if the potential is, my goal is to drink every day until I die, fucking listen, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Like I'm not gonna push you to go for it, but go do your thing. And I'll be over here. And if you need me, I'm here for you. That's what I like to tell people is like, look, a lot of friendships I have gained and lost. I tell people all the time, look, I'm here whether you need me or not. Right? So if you need me, I'm here. If not, I'm here anyway. So that's the like level of friendship I have, and I just kind of let people do their own thing. But I am happy, and
Mhm.
I am envious of my circle, including yourself, that it has changed a lot of my mentality. It has changed a lot of my attitude and my faith, um, and I hope to continue to carry it through. And obviously, there's room for growth. That's one thing for sure, is that you never stop growing. You never actually ever stop growing. So take that with a
Yeah,
grain of
I like
salt.
the way you said that you're accepting people for who they are.
Yeah.
And that is amazing. Not a lot of people can do that. A lot of people try to change others. Like, why don't you be like I want you to be? Right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, yeah. I mean, nothing but good times for us and everyone going forward. I don't want to hold too long for this podcast just because it's weekend. I'm sure people are already trying to celebrate and stuff like that. But we will definitely
Yeah.
continue more conversations about friendship. A little bit, probably more strictly about friendship. I think we do have a guest next week. We were supposed to have a guest today, but like their timing didn't work out. So hopefully we can have him come on another time next week, I think you mentioned someone, so hopefully they can make time to come, and we'll continue definitely talk about the importance of friendship and good company. But until then, I would like to. I mean, my last words are just I would like to wish you all a safe St. Patty's Day. Right? Enjoy yourself. Drink, drink not heavily, but drink well. Drink responsibly. Have some good times. Listen, if you're a shy person who doesn't like to go out, this is the holiday you go out to go meet people and have a good time. All right. This is the time that people are super nice, super down to earth, and listen, they'll buy you drinks too. But definitely be safe. And if you need anything, just feel free to holler at them, or make sure you have like Uber home, Lyft home, whatever. But just be responsible, but definitely have a good time.
I want to thank everyone who is going to watch us later.
Mm.
I want to thank you for every single like, comment, and share. Put that bell notification so you don't lose the next episode. We're very grateful for each and one of you for your comments, likes, and everything. We really love you, and we're wishing you a happy, motivated day.
Yes, and one last announcement. I just want to, if the people watch it later, and I'll announce it next week too. I am planning to make some merch that I want to give out. So if you're in the podcast, and or are interested in getting some free merch, to be honest, please email us at motivationstation@gmail.com. Is that our email address? Why do I not remember our email address right now?
I'm waiting for mine.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna ship it out today. I remember I told you I was like I had to wait till Friday to do a lot of stuff. And I yesterday was all about catching up on the 1,000 bills I have to pay. So today I actually have to do some shopping, but I'm actually gonna run out now. I printed out the label, so I'm gonna put it in, and you should see it during the week. You can even wear it next week. I'll wear my hoodie next week. You wear your shirt next week, and there you go. We'll be matching.
Let's go.
Yeah, sorry. So our email is motivationstation@gmail.com. I don't know why I forgot that. But if you're interested in some free merch, please hit us up. And I would love to send out some stuff. And, you'll have some free merch from Motivation Station.
Yes,
Um,
we glad to do that.
Yes, just yeah. We want to start it off a little bit. I want to put our line a little bit out there. I'm gonna work on making a Facebook page. I'm trying to build a profile a little bit better for Motivation Station. Not that we have done bad now, but want to make it a little bit better and make it a little bit more official. Um, but definitely look forward to that. We'll talk about that next week. I think after we talk about your mom's update next week, that's the second thing we'll talk about is this
Thank
plan
you.
that I have, that I want to discuss more, and then we'll talk about friendship and our guest as
Amazing.
well. But I agree with Rose. So Rose is fasting, so I'm gonna do this on her behalf. But cheers,
You
yo,
cheers
Rose.
for me.
Honestly,
For me.
cheers to Motivation Station. Cheers to all our guests that watch and subscribe and like and share.
Thank you, motivated people.
And we love you from the bottom of our hearts, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. But definitely have a happy St. Patty's Day. Be safe, have fun, and have a motivated day. Take care.
Bye bye, guys.